Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a little bit something different. I'm going to do a get ready with me kind of style. It's got little mini reviews in there because I am using 95% quote unquote natural green beauty. I am going to be using some Beautycounter, some 100% pure, some RMS, some Well People, some Jane Iredale. So it's a little bit of everything. And the only things that aren't clean are my Hourglass powder, my color corrector, and my lip gloss. So other than that, everything is from a natural company, or at least a mineral-based company. Jane Iredale does have some dimethicone in some products, but other than that, we are just going to go ahead and get started. So if you want to see how I got this look using mostly natural green beauty products, then just keep on. Okay, so we are going to start out with eye. If this is any indication of how this video is going to be filmed, I have a long morning ahead of me. We're going to start out with eyes. I cannot express to you how much I love this palette. I was not expecting to love this palette this much. Expect to see it in my December favorites. It really is such a nice surprise. It is the Beautycounter, what is this called? Ultimate Nudes Eyeshadow Palette. So this is what the palette looks like. It is bulky, I will say that. It does have a nice mirror, and I think the reason it's so bulky is because the mirror is, I wanted to say retractable, but that's not the word I'm looking for. You can take the mirror out and put it back in. So I think that's why it's so bulky. But the actual palette is worth the bulky packaging. The pictures you see online don't do it justice. And really, I don't even know if this is going to do it justice. It really is just a basic nude palette. I can see my camera and the viewfinder is really washing these colors out, but they are no less gorgeous. In fact, we're going to use some of them today. But I wasn't expecting, I've tried some like clean beauty shadows before, and I was like, okay, they're okay, but it's not the pigmentation I'm used to. This is the pigmentation I'm used to. So I have used, I'm working on using every single color in the palette. So we're going to use colors that I have not used yet. And because all I have to do today is run errands and go to a 5-year-old's birthday party, I'm not going to go all out on my eyes. So I think I'm going to start out with Soft Peach down here, which is exactly what it is. It's probably, I think I've used this once before. It really doesn't show up on my eyes so much as it does just provide like a transition. So I'm using my Wayne Goss number 16. Yes, I am using a natural hairbrush in a quote-unquote clean beauty tutorial because I am not strictly like natural beauty. That is not my channel. That's not what like I propose to be. I just wanted to do a tutorial where I use more clean products. So you will see some natural hair brushes because those are my favorite. So that just laid down like a real pretty, very soft, again, peach transition color. I'm going to see if I can't. Whew. You want to be this close? I don't know if you want to be this close, but we're going to be this close. Now, I'm going to go in with Canyon, which is right here. It's more of a neutral brown. There's a nice warm brown right beside it, but I think I'm going to use kind of a pink. I'm going to use my Lise Wattier definition brush and go into Canyon. These have like normal kickback. It's no different, no better, no worse than most shadows you are going to be used to. Now, I am going to say I have used other stuff from Beautycounter. Some of it I've liked, some of it I've been like, I still have to play around with it. But by far, this palette is the standout from the brand. And I think, if I'm correct, I ordered from a friend who sells it. I think it's like their holiday edition, so I think that it's limited edition. It's not cheap. I'm not going to lie to you. It's $88. But what I found in looking for like cleaner products is that you're going to pay for it. Just end of story. Like, they are more expensive, hands down, than a lot of the other products you're used to buying. This is not clean by any means. It's my By Terry Ombre Black Star in Frozen Quartz. I don't have any kind of cream shadow per se, so And y'all know I always like to put some kind of base down. Okay, now we are going to take my Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer. Now, normally for a lid shade, I will use my Sedona Lace flat shader brush. But I want this to be a soft wash of color, so I'm going to use a fluffier brush. And I'm going to mix Pink Champagne and Cherry Blossom. So this one is super pink, and that one is more like a white pink. But when I swatched them last night, deciding what I wanted to do, the Pink Champagne is super pink. So I'm going to kind of cut it a little bit with the Cherry Blossom. And I'm just going to put a little bit of each on this brush. My battery's about to go dead. And I'm just going to wash it over that base color. And I don't know, I hope to goodness that when I edit this back, this is coming off. But the pigment in those is ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. And I can't remember, or I can't remember. Let's see. So they posted, Beautycounter posted on their Instagram about these shadows, and they say the 18 eyeshadows in our Ultimate Nudes palette get their smooth finish and blendability from cocoa seed butter. I thought that was interesting because they really are smooth. And no, I'm not a rep. I'm not trying to like get you to buy my products. I'm telling you the honest truth. I really like this palette. So in keeping with trying to use the colors that I haven't used, I'm going to see what I can do with Ash, which is this color right here. And it really is, it's like an ashy, dark gray, almost blue undertone color. So I'm going to take my Sephora Pro Shader number 18 brush, the really tiny one. Pick up some of that. I'm just going to go just a little bit on the edge. So I think that I really just want a little bit of definition because, again, I'm not trying to go in with like a full beat smoky eye to a 5-year-old's birthday party. So if you can or can't tell, I don't know. I have no fallout. Like I don't need to clean anything out or anything off, I guess I should say. Should say. What a day this is turning out to be already. I'm going to start with my face, and I'm going to use this 100% Pure Luminous Primer. I've heard so much about this. I had this like huge cart of stuff that I wanted to get from 100% Pure, and then I realized, as I always tell other makeup artists to do, so if you're a makeup artist, please do this with every brand you're interested in buying from. I went down to the very bottom and noticed they have a pro program, and it's 35% off. So if you are an artist and you are interested in 100% Pure, be sure and apply for that. So I waited to apply and get approved for that before I ordered, and then I placed a big order. So this was hands down going to be my first thing that I wanted. I knew that because I've heard so much good things about it. But it's the Luminous Primer with vitamins, antioxidants, and red wine resveratrol. So it comes in a glass bottle like this. I'm going to take 2 pumps and apply that to my face. It does have a scent to it, but you can tell that it's like a natural scent. It's not going to be any like added perfumes or anything. And it does get sticky as you apply it. So while it is moisturizing, and I do think it's good for dry skin, it does have a stick to it, which proves that it's, you know, going to act better than just a moisturizer as a primer. So you can see it did give a little bit of a luminous finish. I didn't wet my beauty blender. And I got to change my battery. Happy Monday. At least the garbage truck hasn't come by yet. So I have not found a color corrector for under my eyes yet. If you know, I have one that I'm going to feature in my Jane Iredale video whenever I film that, but it's not my favorite. So if any of y'all know of one, be sure and let me know, because I will definitely try it out. I've heard New Evolution has a good one, but I just haven't gotten it. Okay, so a good for you foundation. The search is endless. I just realized I don't have my jewelry on. This is okay. Here's the thing. I am trying to find a good, like, clean foundation for a couple of reasons. A, because I really honestly feel like I have exhausted the conventional side with foundations because I have so many, and I try to keep up with the new releases. And don't fret, because I did just buy a fairly new foundation that a lot of y'all have been asking me to review from Sephora last week. Like, I'm not stopping reviewing conventional stuff. Do not worry. yourselves, because that is not going to happen. But I feel like, because I feel like I've exhausted it, I wanted something new. I was curious about it, and quite honestly, I would love to find something that when my girls get old enough to wear makeup, I can automatically say, yes, this is what you can wear. This is going to be good on you, and this is going to look good, and you're going to like it. It's going to be easy to wear, and it's clean. Because if I can start my girls off like that, once they get out of the house, they can do whatever they want. But if they're wearing makeup under my roof, I would prefer for it to be good for them. So now that I'm off that tangent, I'm going to use today the 100% Pure BB Cream. This is the only 100% pure complexion product as far as foundation and BB creams that I have. I will tell you, I have a few. I have some Jane Iredale. I have this, but I think I have found the best of the best when it comes to clean beauty foundations. I only have a sample, so I'm going to wait until I get the full size, which I will be ordering today, to do a review on it, but just know that is coming. So this is in the color Aglow. They have three colors in this, which is just beyond my comprehension. I really don't understand it. It makes no sense, and it's very, very limiting to the consumer, and honestly to 100% pure. But that's their choice, I guess. This is the second color, so the one right in the middle. That's what it looks like. It is a thicker formula, so you see it's not running down my hand at all. So what I have found, I did take notes on this. I was going to do a whole separate video on this, but I decided just to put it in here. What I have found is that the easiest way to apply this, I feel like, is to start rubbing it in with your fingers and then blend it out with a sponge. The brush, it gets a little patchy and streaky, almost like the Antonym did on me, not near as bad, or else I wouldn't be showing it to you, because the finish is very gorgeous. It's just a high maintenance product for me. So what I have to do first is take a little bit on my fingers, and it is very thick. It is very thick, so be aware. And start to rub it in just to kind of get it a little bit evened out across my skin. And then take a sponge, kind of even it out. That evens it out. I would say it is sheer to light coverage. I'll try to build it up over my redness and show you how it builds up. I don't feel like it's the easiest buildable product, but again, this is a BB cream, so you shouldn't expect much more than that when you're purchasing a product like that. I did see some reviews saying that this was a lot fuller coverage than they were expecting from the BB cream. I don't find that. I don't find that. I have tried doing it all with my fingers. It's just, I'm tugging on my skin so much because it is a thicker, I'm tugging on my skin so much because it's thicker that I'm not comfortable with that. So, and it would take a long time, I feel like, to blend this out with just my fingers. If you can, well, you may not be able to see. It's really not covering up that spot on my nose that well. So we'll go back in with concealer there. So that's one layer. So if you can tell, I can still see a lot of my redness, like pretty much all of my redness. It's a little bit more covered on this side just because it wasn't as bad. Now, what I'll do is, I did use everything that was on my hand. I'll put a little bit more on there, and I'll try to build it up over here on some of my redness to see. So that did build up just a little bit, but can you still see my red right there? But it does have a nice, like, luminous, radiant finish to it. It's not patching at all like the Antonym was. So this is new, which kind of scares me, but I only have a sample of the concealer that I want to use today. Now, Eco Diva Beauty, which I'll try to remember to link it down in the bottom, sells, and a lot of other ones do too, I think, but this is where I got, sells samples. They're not the cheapest samples, and you get like a tiny amount. So, you know, you're paying like $5 to $6, but they did add a few extra colors in that I didn't request. So they, you know, they do give more than what you actually pay for. But it's a good way to try something without being like married to a product that you may end up not liking. So I got the, excuse me, a sample of the Hint Beauty Duet Concealer in Light. Okay, so they come in these little plastic packages like this. So that's, I mean, that's the sample size that you get. And I think I paid $6. This is a creamy, very creamy concealer, but I've heard really good reviews over it, so that's why I got it. So I just put it on my Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. I am typically not a fan of cream concealers, so this kind of scares me. I wanted to get the 100% Pure Second Skin Concealer. That's not bad. But they were out of the color that I needed. They were sold out. So this is very, very creamy. It's applying very nicely. Like I don't feel like I'm tugging. Some cream concealers, I end up feeling like I'm tugging. And then when I put my sponge to kind of blend it out, it blends out really nice. Like it doesn't take any of the product away. I'm going to put a little bit kind of in the middle and all the way down my nose because it would be weird to have such a light splotch right there on my... And I don't feel like I've used that much product. So that sample would probably last a long time. I'm going to put just a little bit more right here on the darkest part. I'm pretty impressed with that, actually. I'm going to use my Well People Bio Brightening Powder to set my under eyes. I don't think I've ever talked about this on my channel. It's okay. I prefer it to set under my under eyes more than I do my face. I feel like it... I don't know. I just don't feel like it sets my face that well. It's not my favorite by any means, but it's doable. And again, I prefer it under my eyes, so I can definitely use it for that. Okay, so we'll see how that works throughout the day. Now to set my entire face, I'm going to use my RMS Beauty Tinted Unpowder. This is in the color 2 to 3. I'm going to use my Too Faced Mr. Right brush and just set my face. Now for bronzer, I'm not going to use an actual bronzer. I do have a Beautycounter bronzer. It's a little bit lighter than I prefer. I think I ordered the wrong color. But this one is actually from 100% Pure, and it is their Healthy Flawless Skin Foundation Powder. The bronzer that they are known for, they were, again, out of stock. And I have heard people really rave about this particular product for a bronzer, so I decided to give it a try. It is in the color Cocoa. I think I probably could have stood to get like a lighter color because this is quite dark. I have to kind of fluff it off. I'm using the Wayne Goss number 11 brush, and I'm just going to kind of start at my temples. Using the viewfinder is a mistake when it comes to bronzer, but I'm so used to like using two hands, even though this hand is not doing a darn thing. It's just what I'm used to. So because this is a foundation powder and it's meant to blend in the skin flawlessly, I feel like it blends in very easily. For highlight, I'm going to use the Jane Iredale Single Shadow that I talked about in my favorites. I kind of didn't want to use any Jane Iredale because I'm going to do a separate video of that, but this is the only highlight. I thought I could go into the palette, the eyeshadow palette. There's a couple of shades that I could use in there, but I just really like this. Now for blush, I'm going to use 100% Pure blush that I got, and this is in the color Healthy. And it's just a really pretty pink with a little bit of a peach undertone. These products from 100% Pure, the powder products, are extremely pigmented. So be aware of that when you apply them and put them on the brush. They are super pigmented. That was probably too much. I do not have a buffing powder that is quote unquote clean, so I'm still going to use my Hourglass because honestly nothing compares. And that blush was very pigmented, so it needs to be buffed out a little bit. To finish off the eyes, I think I'm just going to use that Canyon color. I thought about going into Ash, but that's going to turn super smoky super fast. On my Wayne Goss number 20 and run it underneath. And then I'm going to take Cashmere right here. It's kind of a yellow undertone, almost like a subdued version of Nylon. So like a yellow bright gold, but it's, even though it's subdued, it still works really well as an inner corner and brow bone highlight. Okay, before I do mascara, I'm going to spray with my Jane Iredale Pomist Hydration Spray. Again, another one I talked about in my favorites. I love this stuff. You really don't need much. Don't inhale it. Okay. So I am going to tight line and put some pencil in my waterline. This is the 100% Pure Creamy Long Last Liner in the color Dark Cocoa. I don't find this long lasting. I'm just going to say. Like, I feel like it lasts on my water or my tight line, which is what I'm doing now, a whole lot better than my waterline. Like, I feel like it only lasts a couple hours on my waterline, whereas like my Marc Jacobs will last all day long. So if y'all know of an eyeliner that actually lasts on the waterline from like a more clean company, let me know. So I just put bottom lash mascara on and my eye primer, my eyelash primer, and I'm going to use the 100% Pure Fruit Pigmented Mascara Ultra Lengthening in Black Tea. This is like the only mascara that I can ever say smelled good. Like, it's a distinct smell. The wand is very odd. It's only got 3 sections of bristles, and they're not really that great. Like, I've only tried it once, so, but I wasn't the biggest fan, but I'm gonna use it for the purpose of this tutorial. I mean, it's not bad. It does transfer. Like, I just got it on my lid. I just feel like it's a little clumpy and not as lengthening as I would like it to be, but I mean, it's not a bad mascara. I didn't hit record for my lipstick. Okay. I used the Fruit Pigmented Pomegranate Oil Anti-Aging Lipstick from 100% Pure. I really love the formula on this. Super hydrating, very easy to apply. It's very comfortable. I got the color Peony, which you would have seen if it was actually recording, but it's very not the most flattering color on me per se. And so I did top it off with the Sephora Plump Effect Nude Gloss in number 2, which obviously isn't clean. I do have a Jane Iredale gloss that I really like. It's just down in my purse, and I wanted to save that for the actual Jane Iredale video. So this is the finished look. I feel like overall it was a very large success for having 95% of my face being clean beauty. As a real quick mini overview, I pretty much like everything I got from 100% Pure. The only thing I'm like not so fond of is maybe the mascara. I'm not the biggest fan, although it's not bad. The pencil I think is a lot better as an actual eyeliner than it is in the waterline and tightline. But I love the primer. The BB cream is nice for a light coverage. I think once everything's said and done, it's great. The powders are great. The foundation powder, the blush, I really do enjoy everything I've gotten from them. And this is by far the standout of the day for me, or of the week, really. It is something I literally have not wanted to put down for the past week. So I super enjoy that palette. So as always, I will list everything down below. If you have any like suggestions, recommendations, requests for reviews, be sure and let me know down in the bottom as far as green beauty is concerned. And the next foundation review I think I have coming at you is the new Guerlain Lingerie Depot. Not clean, but I am excited to try it. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. As always, be sure and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very blessed